So, the ultimate battle. Have you heard? The empath versus the narcissist. Who will win? On the next episode of The Collective Culture. So, have you heard that term? I mean, this is something that's really catchy right now. And I want to just ask you right now, is being an empath really worth it? Here are some ways to understand what's going on. Okay, so to stick with the way that I kind of get to an understanding of how we can expand our understandings of a very near and dear topic, and that is an empath, because most of the people that I coach come to me with this desire to become either a coach themselves, a healer in some way, or they're going through some sort of expansion and they desire to get more in tune and alignment with helping heal humanity. And so with that, we come immediately to the term of they're an empath, or they feel energy, or they feel the collective, or, they want to shift into more peace because have so much empathy. And so we're going to look at this the way that I do on this channel in a story. And so I would like to introduce you to my two friends. One we'll call Sweet, and the other one we will call Selfish. That's their first name, y'all. Just go with it here. And so Sweet is the type of person, she always answers the phone when you call. You can always count on her to answer. She, lends an ear. She says yes to everything you ask of her. She's always available, and she has such a kind soul, a smile. You just feel her warmth when you are in her presence. And then we have my other friend, Selfish, who rarely answers my call. And when I call, they'll block it, or as I call it, what is that called? They B button me. I almost said it. And then text immediately and say, what do you want? It's just one of those things. And then if I'm like, do you want to come to my Christmas party with me? Selfish will be like, no, I got a better offer that night. I mean, just kind of like rude and abrasive all the time. And you just wonder where you stand with them. But they stick around and they do show up when you need them. And so they're still your friend. And so I had this really challenging move that I had to make. I was, my rent had been increased like double. And this was like in the post-pandemic when housing kind of got crazy. And so I had to move. And so I contacted Sweet and I contacted Selfish and asked them both, will you help me move? Well, Sweet automatically was like, yep, I'll be there. When are you moving? I said Friday, Saturday, Sunday. She said, okay, I'll be there all 3 days. I got you, girl. Don't worry. What time you need me there? It's like 9 on Friday, 9 every day until we get it done. Maybe we'll have a little gathering on Sunday, whoever comes, and I'll treat dinner, drinks, whatever. Cool. So Selfish, on the other hand, doesn't even hit me back right away until the very next day and said, oh, I saw that you called. What did you want? And I said, emergency move, need help, da-da-da. She said, what days? I told her tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. And she's like, oh, damn, I don't know. We'll just see. So I'm like, okay, kind of get triggered, whatever. And I can kind of go into this place of, oh, I helped her move. I had to jump for her, this, that, and the other. And then I start getting triggered. Never really getting triggered by Sweet, but definitely triggered over Selfish. Well, Selfish hits me up Friday morning and says, I will be able to come today from 1 to 5. Just be prepared with what you need me to do, and I will knock it out for you. I'm like, okay, cool. Still feeling a little triggered. Oh, she couldn't even show up the whole day. She's telling me to have myself together for her. Everything's on her time, her. So fast forward to Friday morning. Sweet shows up. She's there. She's my main go-to because she's the one that responded. She'll be there all 3 days. So I'm like, okay, first and foremost, let's get packed. Let's get this, that, telling her. And the next thing, oh, wait, got to answer the call. Answers the phone. Oh, sorry, I'm going to have to go take this in the bathroom. Da-da-da, and needs my help. Okay. when o'clock rolls around, not much is accomplished. It's just me and Sweet. It's a Friday. Most of my friends are at work. So Sweet and I are I'm going hard. And Sweet has been in and out of the bathroom, talking about she needs to go meet her friend at the gas station and hook her up with a couple dollars and, all of these things. And before you know it, 1 o'clock rolls around and not much has been accomplished. Only what I could handle on my own. Okay. So Selfish shows up at 1 and she looks around like, this is chaos and you're trying to get the moving truck on Sunday? Girl, what do you need me to do? And I gave her the exact same instructions that I had given to Sweet at 9 a.m. about the packing, the boxes, we're going to put the boxes for donate straight into the truck, the boxes for moving straight into the dining room. She's like, okay, I got this. How do I know which donate, which that? So she's asking further questions. I'm giving it to her. She's taking a long time digesting, getting to the nitty gritty. And the next thing you know, she disappears. And Sweet comes and starts mumbling in my ear about some problem that she had incurred at the gas station with her debit card. And she couldn't give her friend the money. And could I get some money for her? And this, will you please just run to the ATM real quick? It'll be quicker. I'll take your card and this, that. And I'm thinking to myself, girl, I'm going through a thing right now. I need to focus on this. And so Sweet's like, okay, well, just don't worry about it. Catches an attitude and then just storms off. Comes back right before 5 o'clock and the whole house is done. Why? Selfish didn't stop one time, didn't answer the calls, didn't do anything, didn't even talk to me. Side-eyed me like, girl, we got stuff to do. Went hard and the whole house was packed. Every single room in the house was empty. The dining room was full with the boxes to go. The truck was full with the donates. It was done. Really sit with that for a minute. Okay, so now be with me here. So the job that I had put together for Friday and Saturday to pack the house, Sunday morning get the truck and the movers were going to come, had already been done from 1 to 5. So I'm just like, when Sweet comes back, I'm like, you know what, Sweet, I just really need time. Oh, do you need me to talk? Like, let's talk it out, this and that. And I'm like, no, girl, just go home. We'll pick back up tomorrow, maybe clean the house a little bit, or you don't even have to come tomorrow. No, I'll be here. Yeah, I bet you will. And that's how it goes. Selfish was like, I'm out, but if you need me to unpack, text me. Left, didn't hear from her again. Sweet came the next day, was starting some chaos and drama about the things that she didn't get done the day before because she was helping me. And now I needed to look out. Okay, so I just wanted to use this story of an example of what we are literally doing, because what's happening here is we want people to give us that instant gratification of being kind and nice. And then if you really think about it, are these empathetic people really standing on any, I almost wanted to say Capricornian, Virgo type patterns? No, they're not. And then the people that can be dismissive and very structured and very selfish, they tend to really actually get things done. And so I wanted to use this story as an example because this has been my life, period. And I always gravitated towards the people that were more empathetic to me and never got anything done. And by the way, my friend Sweet, she's always on the verge of homelessness, living in her friend's basement, literally never having a dollar. I always have to borrow her money. It's just like consistently she can't move forward because she's always answering the call, listening, overextending herself, just trying to be empathetic to everything. And don't get me wrong, her heart's in a good place, right? But the goal of this video and of this channel is to help us go within and figure out what the heck is triggering us. And if you are being too empathetic to everything and everyone, a structured person is going to trigger the shit out of you. A selfish person is going to drive you bananas. Why? That's what you really got to get to. Because if we really look at the story, my friend Selfish is not a narcissist. What Selfish is somebody with healthy, strong boundaries. She knows her capacity. She's committed to what she commits to. She's just going to be on it. She's not going to take calls. She's not going, when she's committed to doing something that she told you she was going to do. But on surface level, we want that friend that always answers the call, that has a ear to lend to us, that can help us in a jam and all of those things, right? And then the person that's kind of hesitant and doesn't really answer us right away, or, gives us a block of time when you just are like, why couldn't you help me the whole weekend, but actually knocked it out in 4 hours, is the person that we're judging. Come on now, that's literally what's happening. And archetypally, we can look at the sun signs or the moon signs or the rising signs, and we can understand how people tick, and understand that energy. On the surface, a Pisces type energy might be more empathetic and more spiritually attuned with us, but they don't have a lot of structure, and they definitely don't have a lot of, wherewithal to shut it down. And then the Capricorn person, for example, might have way too much structure and not enough empathy, and that might drive us crazy. But I want you to know one thing. And the polar opposite of Pisces is Virgo, which is one of the most structured signs. The polar opposite of Capricorn is Cancer, one of the most emotional signs. Do you see the yin and yang in all of these signs and their oppositional energies? These are what we are trying to bring into balance. And the number one thing we do not to integrate the two parts of ourselves, and why collectively we're staying in a yin and a yang and not collectively getting to one, is the basis of this video that I've titled around the the empath versus the narcissist. Oh my God. Sorry. It's really just about understanding that we're labeling one type of character, archetypal energy, pattern type person good, and we're labeling the other one bad. But it's all surface judgment, y'all. If we look at things from this higher orchestrated level, we can understand things better, but we can't see it. We can't see it like the creator, the divine, God, whatever you want to call it, even on just our higher selves. We can't see. But I wanted to use this story as the example. Stop bashing the people that don't have empathy. They're needed. Trust. When I went through a spiritual awakening and all of these energies and emotions and were coming out, there's no way I could stay structured. Imagine if the whole planet couldn't stay structured. Imagine if the whole planet was my friend Sweet. Oh, and if you knew this person in real life, you'd be like, oh my God, we'd be in trouble. Hell yeah. But if you knew my friend Selfish, I would actually prefer Selfish running the planet over Sweet. 100%. But the real goal is, like I was talking about with the oppositions in the astrology wheel, is to integrate both. And we do that through non-judgment and understanding that we need both types of personalities and that we need to embrace both parts of ourselves in that. And then we can get to the nitty gritty of the empath is attracting the narcissist because the narcissist is showing you healthy boundaries. And the narcissist is attracting the empath because it's showing to be a little more soft on your boundaries. Be a little more empathetic, right? But also, as two words are doing is creating labels of judgment and hate for the other. And so let's start integrating that. Let's start understanding that we need both and not giving it that negative slant so that we can't integrate all things unconditionally without judgment. Because we just don't know who's really going to show up for us, whether they have a tough exterior, but inside they're going to do what needs to get done, or whether they have a soft, lovey, kind, gushy exterior, but inside they're such a shit show, they ain't going to do nothing to help us get out the mud. Which one do you want as your life coach? Which one do you want showing up on moving day? I'm being for real here. Not because we're going to judge either, but because we have both in us, y'all. And so if we're triggered by somebody who has healthy boundaries, that means because we have a hard time getting into healthy boundaries. And if we are triggered by people that are overly emotional and gushy and lovey and kind, that's because we don't honor that part of ourselves. So it's just the yin and yang in our separation, our duality, and we can find it within ourselves. And the goal of this specific story is to help you understand, don't judge a book by its cover. Just be unconditional. Just be unjudgmental. Stop labeling everybody something. And just realize that we are one when we collectively just accept every facet of how we tick and that stop with this surface level BS. So, is being an empath worth it? Yep. But is being selfish worth it? Hell yeah. So if you have any stories, similar to mine, where you know of somebody who's like an extreme empath, but you cannot count on them in a lurch, even though their talk is good, but they don't walk the talk, let me know. I want to know how you have handled that and how maybe you've used that as a tool to understand maybe I need to get a little more selfish. You want me to put down everything for you instead of what I need? Well, there's something kind of screwy going on. We need to get more selfish, y'all. And this is a perfect video. We're about to leave that Aries Libra eclipse cycle, and this is it. People pleasing is dead. We can be empathetic and we can be selfish, and we have to integrate the two. So, all right. I hope this video helps. If it does, please like, share, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care.